This is you, surrounded by snow with temperatures so low that you can't tell if you still have toes or not. You're wrapped in the hide of something you killed yourself, huddled next to a fire that looks like it'll only stay lit for a few more seconds, and every noise in the forest sounds like something that wants you for breakfast. And all you're trying to do on a daily basis is not let the human race go extinct. So, yeah, it absolutely sucks to be you right now. You don't know what year it is. No one does. Time doesn't matter when you're simply trying to survive. There are no maps, no kingdoms, no gods to pray to. You live with the animals, beside the fire, beneath a sky that offers nothing but snow and starlight. You are alive in the middle of an ice age, somewhere between 11,000 years ago and 120,000 years ago. And your only goal was to maybe outrun extinction in minus 100 degrees Celsius conditions. Matter of fact, hold on, I need to put my jacket on before I turn into a Jinx ice cube. You didn't fly or ride or even roll. You walked across hundreds of frozen miles of wind-blasted nothing, where mammoths roamed, saber-toothed cats hunted, and the only shelter was whatever you could dig out of the ground. You don't know where you're going, there's no destination, just keep moving. Behind you is ice. In front of you, slightly warmer ice. But hey, at least you got your steps in for the day. Oh, and did I forget to mention that you're in the middle of an ice age? Oh, that's my bad. Besides trying to stay alive from the weather that would drop to as low as an estimated minus 100 degrees Celsius, you also had to deal with some, let's just say, not so friendly animals. You had to deal with mammoths, which weighed 6 to 8 tons and did in fact attack humans, so good luck with that. Saber-toothed cats, or smilodons, which also sometimes attacked humans, and they had 12-inch razor-sharp canines. And trust me, 12 inches is really big. Like, really, really big. Hee. Short-faced bears, which were 11 feet tall standing up, which is almost double the average human size. Giant beavers that could get up to 8 feet long. Glyptodonts, which were armored, car-sized relatives of armadillos. They were basically walking tanks with club tails. Ground sloths, which could get as big as elephants, and they didn't really hurt humans, but I couldn't imagine how scary seeing a sloth that big would be. That'll probably be in my nightmares tonight. And direwolves, which apparently scientists are bringing back? Did we learn nothing from Jurassic Park? We got our ancestors doing everything they can not to go extinct, and now we're just bringing back one of the animals? Some people never learn. And as if it couldn't get any worse, the weapons you had to kill these animals weren't exactly ideal. To fight these animals that were bigger, faster, and stronger than you, you had this spear. Yeah, a wooden stick with a sharp stone on top of it. To go with your spear, you also had an atlatl, which is known as a spear thrower. This is a lever device that lets you throw spears with way more speed and power. They were essential for bringing down huge prey like mammoths or bison from a safer distance, because if you got too close, well, you were turning into dinner. You had a stone axe, a boomerang used to kill smaller animals like birds and rabbits, and of course, fire to defend camps or create smoke to drive prey into traps. When you're first born, you start your life on a dirt floor of a cave, surrounded by stone, bone, and probably a few frozen solid relatives. You took your first breath of air and almost had your lungs turn into ice. It hurts just to breathe, and unfortunately, that's going to be the easiest part of your life. If your mother survives childbirth, she's already considered lucky. If you survive the night, it's a miracle. Infant mortality is so high, it's treated like nature's roll of the dice. If you live, great. If you don't, someone else might. That's the reality. Everyone's only goal is to survive and not go extinct. Your childhood kinda sucks. You don't get toys, TV, video games, or stories read by the fire. You get to work immediately. It's not like there were schools here, so you didn't have to worry about learning how to read. By the time you can walk, you're gathering firewood or learning to dig roots out of half-frozen soil. You're taught how to scrape hides, how to find clean water, and how to listen for predators. The cold is a constant. It cuts through everything, your clothes, your bones, your will. Even inside a shelter, the temperatures can drop low enough to kill you in your sleep. Your home might be a hide tent or a pit dug into the earth and lined with animal skin. If you're lucky, it's a cave, but even caves flood, collapse, or freeze over. You share these spaces with everyone. Your family, your tribe, sometimes dogs, sometimes rats, maybe even a saber-toothed cat if you're unlucky. You huddle together so you don't freeze to death. There were no heaters or heated fuzzy blankets. Maybe some fire and some fur from an animal your dad killed earlier. Eating is a daily battle. There's no farming, no McDonald's, and no grocery store. Every single thing you consume, meat, plants, fat, animal feces, must be hunted, gathered, or scavenged. Once you're old enough to hold a spear, you go into the snow looking for food so everyone doesn't starve to death. Your prey is massive. Mammoths, woolly rhinos, giant deer. Taking one down is a team effort. You don't chase them. You trap, corner, and risk your life in close combat. One missed throw or one panicked step can get you trampled, gored, or left behind. If the hunt fails, you don't eat. If the animal gets away, someone in your group might have to be the next meal for everyone else. And even successful hunts can be scary. Blood in the air attracts predators, direwolves, saber-toothed cats, cave lions. Injuries are just as deadly as starvation. Break a bone, you're useless. Get a deep cut, infection will follow. There are no doctors, no antibiotics, just herbs, pressure, and prayers. The tribe can't afford to carry someone who can't walk, so you're left behind, buried in snow, remembered for a moment, and then forgotten. They actually had some forms of surgeries back then. Trepanning, known as cutting or scraping a hole in the skull, actually dates back to the Ice Age. It was believed to relieve pressure from head injuries or release evil spirits. Maybe we should think about bringing that back. I mean, it sounds like a great idea. There is no calendar, but seasons still matter. Or rather, they dictate everything. Winter isn't just a time of year, it's a predator. It drags on for months, turns rivers into ice sheets, and kills the weak. But spring doesn't guarantee anything either. Melting snow can flood caves, and sudden storms show up with lightning, hail, and the worst weather you can think of, as if your life already wasn't bad enough. There are no kingdoms, no written language, no monuments. Everything you know, you carry in your head. If someone forgets how to make a trap or cure a wound or light a fire with wet moss, that knowledge dies with them. And in the Ice Age, people die constantly, often without warning, often without reason. You go to sleep next to someone, they're gone in the morning. No farewell, no funeral, just the group getting smaller. Old age is a myth. If you make it past 30, you're seen as a living relic. Your body is worn, your joints stiff, your strength fading, but you're still useful as long as you can teach, as long as you can remember. But if food runs out, if the snow traps you, if the tribe must choose between you and the children, you already know what happens. By now, I hope you at least had a family, because 25 to 30 was about the oldest you were expected to live. Some made it to their 50s, but it was almost unheard of. Like I said earlier, infant mortality was extremely high. You probably would have died at birth, and if you didn't, then probably the next day, or the next day, or the next day. You honestly had a better chance of dying than surviving. And when you're gone, the world keeps moving. Your body is buried under stone or covered in branches. Maybe someone stacks a few rocks, maybe not. 1,000 years later, a bone is uncovered, and a modern archaeologist says, "Paleolithic human, died young, evidence of malnutrition, tool fragments nearby." They won't know your name, they won't know your voice, just that you were here, and that you were freezing cold.